Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. The moment began when Tracy Quartermaine realized something was off. She'd been watching quietly, listening, making mental notes, sensing a shift in the family dynamic. When a certain will was read, leaving the Quartermaine mansion to Ronnie Bard, something in Tracy froze, and she knew that this was wrong. It wasn't just the shock of being bypassed, or the sting of being edged out of her domain. It was the unmistakable feeling that somebody had pulled the threads behind the scenes, manipulating events for their own gain. And Tracy doesn't let go. Tracy's suspicion had been brewing for days. She noticed the subtle changes in Monica Quartermaine's estate plan, the sudden appearance of Ronnie in Port Charles pretending to be the welcoming sister, the ease with which the paperwork seemed to shift. Her instincts screamed, "This isn't natural. This isn't legitimate." And so she set out quietly, watching, tracking, asking questions, counting every irregularity like coins in a safe. It was when Tracy discovered Monica's final will hidden in a box of Alan Quartermaine's old things that everything changed. That document, found tucked away, neglected by others, was the missing piece. Tracy held it in her hands and knew she had it, proof that the version of the will being used to evict her from her own home, to hand over the mansion, was fraudulent. The wind shifted in her favor. The advantage was hers, and she was about to strike. But let's go back for a moment and look at how Ronnie and Martin made this work. Ronnie Bard, on the surface, appeared as the sympathetic sister who returned to lend a caring hand. She arrived with warmth, with friendly smiles, with tea and conversation in that elegant Quartermaine environment. All of it was carefully crafted. She knew that to deflect suspicion, she had to appear above reproach. She had to appear genuinely concerned, genuinely gracious. That facade is vital for a scam of this magnitude. Behind the scenes, Martin Gray, the sharp attorney with an eye for opportunity, orchestrated the plan. He recognized the vulnerabilities of the Quartermaine legacy, a matriarch passing, a will being rewritten, a family distracted. He provided the legal smoke and mirrors, new documents, subtle coercion, shifting allegiances. Ronnie provided the face of it, the emotional cloak. Together, they moved quietly, swiftly, while others were still mourning, still grappling, still accepting what they thought was inevitable. Tracy's world began to spin when she realized Monica would never have left that mansion to Ronnie under these terms. Monica wasn't cruel. Monica didn't erase her own sister's memory after death. Monica didn't exclude her family so thoroughly. The discrepancies screamed to Tracy. And so she dug deeper. She pulled files. She compared versions of the will. She asked questions. She found the will hidden among Alan's old things, and the discovery gave her leverage. Suddenly, she was no longer the one on defense. She was the one holding the key. Which brings us to the moment of confrontation. Tracy, holding that document, strode back to the mansion. The house that was stolen from her. The legacy she had protected all her life. The walls felt foreign now. But she walked in, confident, furious, ready. Her eyes flashed not just with anger, but with vindication. She had found the truth, and the world would soon know it. Picture the scene. Ronnie is signing papers to hand over the mansion to Drew Kane. Everything is going according to plan. Papers ready, signatures ready, witness ready. But Tracy interrupts. The door opens. The document suspended midair, frozen like time itself. Witnesses look up. Martin's face flashes, the attorney who thought he was safe. Ronnie's polite smile falters ever so slightly. Tracy holds the will forward. "This changes everything," she says. And just like that, the facade cracks. What happens next? The fallout is vast. Martin's plan unravels. The evidence stacked against him. The Quartermaine legacy is at stake. Tracy's fury is unleashed. She's not just angry about the house. She's angry about betrayal, about manipulation, about the defiling of her family's name. She will pursue this. She will not rest. She will force accountability. Ronnie, realizing her role in the scheme, faces the possibility of exposure and perhaps exit from Port Charles altogether. Martin, being the mastermind, bears the weight of responsibility. But here's the key. Tracy isn't merely going after him fresh-faced. She is going after what he stands for. She is going after the corruption of the legacy, the theft of trust, the preying upon a mourning family. She is going to pull every lever at her disposal, legal, emotional, relational, to make him pay. Imagine Tracy standing in the empty mansion, the echoes of past family gatherings floating through the halls. She touches a picture frame, a memory of Monica and Alan and the long Quartermaine history. She breathes in the weight of it. And she thinks, you will not get away with this. The mansion was never just bricks and beams. It was history, heritage, identity. It belonged to the Quartermaines, and by extension, to her. The theft of that house was the theft of her identity. And she will retrieve it. Now, Martin and Ronnie might have calculated that once the house is sold, the mess would dissipate. But they underestimated Tracy's resolve. Once she holds the legitimate will, once the true version is exposed, the legal ground shifts. The sale can be challenged. The signatures considered invalid. The will contestable. The fraud unjustifiable. In that moment, Ronnie has nowhere to hide. Martin has no plausible deniability. Legal documents don't lie, well, forged ones do. And that's exactly what Tracy holds. But the drama is not just legal. It's personal. It's emotional. There's family. There's betrayal. There's legacy. Tracy must face the fallout among the members of the Quartermaine family. Who did what? Who knew what? Who stayed silent? Who found out too late? The loyalties shift. The trust is broken. The dynamics change forever. Ronnie is caught in the middle. She may have entered this quietly, perhaps believing she could play a minor part, maybe even rationalizing to herself that she was helping. But by aligning with Martin, she accepted risk. And now the risk is playing out. She must decide whether to fight or flee, whether to face the music or leave town before the storm hits. And in soap paradigm terms, sudden exits and shocking returns are always possible. The question is, will she stand and fight for her actions, or will she vanish into the night? Is in serious trouble. The legal schemes, the forged will, the manipulation of a grieving family. Everything is possible to trace if someone with Tracy's tenacity wants it. He may try to shift blame, toss Ronnie under the bus, claim he manipulated her. But Tracy will not settle for partial justice. She wants the full truth. She wants restitution. She wants her legacy preserved. And she wants the perpetrators held accountable. As viewers, we can expect several key moments going forward. Tracy revealing the will publicly, confrontations at the mansion, potential legal proceedings, potential exits of major players, family loyalty tests, emotional collisions. We may also see Ronnie's backstory explored. What motivated her to participate? Was she coerced? Was she willingly complicit? The narrative could branch out into remorse, redemption, exile. For Martin, the arc could lead from control to desperation to downfall. Importantly, the story raises themes. The value of legacy, the price of trust, what happens when the past is manipulated, what happens when grief is exploited. Tracy is not just fighting for real estate, she's fighting for symbolism. The mansion stands as a physical representation of the Quartermaine history, of their place in Port Charles, of the relationships built over decades. To lose it is to lose more than walls. And to reclaim it is to reclaim identity. We should also explore the impact on supporting characters. How will the other Quartermaines react? How will family members who may have been complicit, or who accepted the new will without question, feel when the deception comes to light? Will there be forgiveness? Will there be rage? Will someone side with Tracy, or someone secretly with Ronnie and Martin? The shifting alliances form the heart of the drama. Tracy's character, fierce, proud, unrelenting, is in full mode. This storyline gives her a purpose that goes beyond power plays. It places her in the role of avenger, of protector of legacy, of truth seeker. For years, she's been the matriarch with strong opinions and plenty of schemes of her own. But now she is the rightful claimant, the one wronged, the one who will right the wrongs. That is potent drama. From the moment Tracy brandishes the will in that mansion, the tension escalates. We anticipate scenes of courtroom drama, forced confessions, last-minute signature lapses, possible jail threats, perhaps even a dramatic scene where the house is locked until evidence is proved. The audience watches, heart pounding, waiting for the fallout. The question, Will Ronnie stay in Port Charles to face the music? Will Martin flee or fight? Will Tracy reclaim the mansion? Will the legal system back her? Or will there be a twist that another will surfaces? Yet another layer of manipulation deeper than anyone suspected? With soap writing, never discount the possibility of hidden documents, forgotten codicils, surprise witnesses, last-minute switches. Through all this, the emotional stakes are high. Tracy's pain, Ronnie's regret, if any, Martin's hubris, the family's betrayal, they're all intertwined. We're not just watching real estate change hands. We're watching trust get shredded, identity get challenged, heritage get contested. And for the viewers, the resonance is strong. What happens when you discover someone you trusted was lying? What happens when your legacy is threatened from within? How far do you go to protect what's yours? In the coming episodes of General Hospital, this arc will likely reach some critical turning points. We may see Tracy gather more evidence, rally allies, stage a confrontation. We'll see Martin's facade crack. We could see Ronnie's departure or return. We might see legal repercussions, emotional reckoning, redemption arcs, or deeper villainy. And at the center of it all, the Quartermain mansion, the hidden will, the truth revealed. Finally, what does the storyline say about power and legacy? That even the most secure empires are vulnerable if the foundation, truth, is compromised. Tracy may hold a title, may have the name, but without authenticity, what stands? And when authenticity is forged, even the strongest house falls. The real power here lies not in the bricks or in the signature on paper. It lies in honor, integrity, and truth. Tracy now becomes the guardian of that. So as the gunsmoke of this scandal clears, we watch Tracy move forward, maybe bruised, maybe exhausted, but resolute. She will reclaim, restore, and rebuild. Ronnie and Martin may try to run, hide, bargain, but the game has changed. And for the Quartermains, nothing will ever be the same again. Stay tuned as the mansion doors swing open one more time, as legal filings pile up, as family dinners become battlefield conferences, as trust is rebuilt or destroyed for good. Because when you cross Tracy Quartermain, you awaken the storm, and no one sees the lightning coming until it strikes. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.